Yeah, I'd like to welcome everyone to the Comedy Factory Comedy Chat. This is how we've been staying sane during this global pandemic. Got a great guest on tonight, a great friend of mine. We've done a bunch of shows together through the years. Very funny, from Boston, Pete Costello. How you doing, Pete?
What do you say, Johnny? I'm doing great, man.
How you been holding up during these times?
I'm holding out, man. I'm holding out, man. I'm doing all right. Actually, I was on time. I moved. Yeah, big move. I'm living down in Plymouth now.
You live in Plymouth now. Excuse
Yeah,
me, Plymouth.
yeah. In a 55 and plus.
Are you serious? Oh
Yeah,
man, we're getting up there because I should be there too, Pete.
yeah, yeah. I just turned 55 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
So I just got in under the curve. You know what I mean? I moved in the day of my birthday.
Wow.
It's the best. I tell you, man, it's the best. It's easy.
You're not far from the water, right?
No, we're right down the street. I'm 7 minutes from downtown. 7 minutes from a market basket.
You're all
Everything's seven
set.
minutes.
You retired
I'm
now,
seven
Pete, or
minutes.
you still working? You still working during the day?
You know, I've been doing the delivery stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
The Instacart. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I just started back up. You know what I mean? So during
Yeah,
the whole, I kind of laid low. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah.
No, we did a lot of shows together through the years, and right now there's not too many shows going on. What have you done any much of anything, Pete, for comedy?
Well, I did. Let's see. I did 3 shows since this stuff. One was in Worcester in a parking lot at the Grill right there. You know where that is, right? The
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Grill 75, right across the street. You know, there was the Auto Zone. You know,
Yeah.
but it was all right. You know, not too many people, but it was all right. And then I did one from Dave Russo up the Vineyard there that they have there. Yeah, you'd like that. I have to see if I can get you up there.
I was at show.
That was pretty good. That was up in New Hampshire, so they had an outside place. So they had a good amount of people. It was fun. They had a good setup. And then I did I did the drive-in down in Falmouth.
Oh, yeah.
It was the first one they did. So I mean, they have a nice place down there. The company is Vivid Entertainment. Sounds like porn, but
I know, right?
yeah, they just didn't have the comedians up on the projector. You know what I mean? So when people sitting in the car, and the people are sitting outside the car, they can't really see you, and that's part of your act is moving and what you're saying, yeah. So that was a tough one, but it wasn't bad. That was down in Falmouth there at the fairgrounds there. So they're trying to do something with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've never been a fan before the pandemic of outside shows. I've done some
Yeah.
festivals and different outside shows. I never, I don't know, the sound or it's just people are kind of talking and walking around, and it seems like a hard thing to do the outside shows. I never liked them, but
No, me either. Yeah, I'm never a fan of them either. Because like you
yeah.
said, people just walk. Yeah, it's no attention. You know what you need for comedy is a small, dirty room with uncomfortable seats. That's Frank Cinerelli said. Remember, what was the comedy club down in the casino there, Twin River?
Yeah.
Right?
Catch a Rising Star, and then it was Roadhouse.
Yeah, remember those seats, those little swivel seats, and people. Yeah, Frank Cinerelli came in and said these people are too comfortable.
I remember doing a show there one night. I was headlining, and the guy Jim Wright said, "Well, the feature didn't make it, or I don't know if they forgot to book a feature. They had a host. He said, can you do an hour?" And like I usually do 40, 45, no problem, but an hour.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
it was only I was a light crowd. I went up. I did 55 minutes. I did the best I could, Pete. I had a good set.
Nice. Yeah. It's one. I think the most I've ever done was an hour.
Yeah, that's about my limit. I could probably push an hour, but that'd be it,
No Bob Marley. Yeah.
Yeah, Bob Marley. What do you go? 40 hours for the at the time was the Guinness World Book of Records. 40 hours.
It's some guys do have a lot. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
bet you Paul D'Angelo probably has a lot.
Oh, he could do quite a few hours, I imagine.
He's always writing something, man. That guy, he's a killer, man.
Yeah, I found I've been cleaning up my garage and my cell. I found I did the Seaconk Vermont Inn for years, Pete, and we had a lot of fun there. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Big crowds back in the day in the 90s, early 2000s, and I never had any that I remembered any video done on it. So I found 2 DVDs, and I didn't know what it was. It was from 2003. So I want to get a new DVD player because my DVD, the other one was no good. I put it on today, and I couldn't believe it. I was getting introduced at the Seaconk Vermont Inn. There must have been 250 in there, 250 people. I was working the crowd. I mean, I swore a little bit much on the video, but I was working the crowd. I had a really good set, and it's great to see that. It brought back a lot of memories.
Yeah.
That was a fun room.
Johnny, I think when this all said and done, probably about a year. I mean, there'll be people restaurants looking for something to do with a spare room. You know what I mean? So I think it'll come back. I really do.
Yeah, it's gonna come. It's gonna come back. But my thing is, now that I retired and everything, my thing is, I don't think I'm gonna want to be as busy as I was. I was running several open mics, putting shows together. Like some nights I'd go from one gig and I go to another gig and then another gig. I wouldn't turn stuff down. I would just keep. I was crazy with it. I loved it. I loved performing. But I think I'm gonna go back to it. I don't want to go back 150 miles an hour. I want to do a few dinner shows, a party here or there. I don't want to.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Just have a couple. Just do a couple and do the shows. The open mics, you gotta leave those to the guy.
I'm all the open mics. I pretty much. I think I did my time. 29 years. I helped a lot of comics. So I'm not sure how much I'll be involved in that anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I even tried to have that Sunday show every Sunday down in last year in Plymouth.
Yeah.
And I did, but every Sunday I was like, oh Jesus Christ, because it's a commitment. You know what I mean? Take every that day. Some people are good. My friends going down the Cape on the boat. You know what I mean? I got to go do an open mic with just a workout kind of open mic thing with 15, 20 people in the crowd.
Yeah.
It takes some more, but I pulled it. I did it the whole thing. I didn't quit, and I was proud because I haven't done. I've done a room like that in a while. I think I had one before, but it was small. You know what I mean? Many years ago. I should try to just get in the comedy connection.
Yeah, running the open mics is it's a lot of headache, a lot of work, a lot of headaches.
Yeah, only do the ones you and then then when you headline somewhere, that's all you need to do, man. You don't need the money, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a while before my act. Like I'm looking at the tapes of my act, clips of my act, and it's like I gotta remember my material. My mind is like.
Johnny, I think you got to talk about your life too, like when you just beat cancer and stuff like that.
I mentioned that the kidney cancer. Yep. I talk about my divorces. I talk about all that stuff, Pete. Have you ever been divorced?
No, I'm going to tell you how to stay away from marriage, Johnny.
How do you do it? How'd you do it, Pete? You never got married. 55 years old, never got married.
Bad credit.
Is that how you did it, brother?
Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? No. I did. With my relationship. I mean, I've been with this girl. Now we moved in. We bought a place together. Yeah. So, I mean, she's no hurry to get married, and I'm no. But
how long you guys been together?
12. It'll be 13 coming up.
Wow, that's a chunk of time.
And then I lived in town, so I wasn't. I had a bad string. I had problems. Not problems with girl, but I dated 3 Maras in a row. Girl named Mara.
3 in a row?
3 in a row, 2 years, 3 years, and another 3 years. So I was
3 different girls named Mara?
Oh, yeah. One after another.
I never met a Mara in my life. How do you date 3 of them? Where did you find them?
I don't
What was it, a Mara escort service?
Yeah.
What was it, Pete? What the hell was it?
Yeah, I had a problem with the the Irish redheads, the Auburn girls. I loved them, man. You know what I mean?
Now,
I'm like,
three in a row, Mara's. The old tank.
what?
The old tank, Pete. All the relationships went down the tubes.
The first one was a mutual kind of thing. She moved and I didn't, and I left too. That's a mutual thing. I was still in touch with her. The second one broke my heart. She broke up with me 3 times or something like that.
3 times.
And the third one broke my dick. I told you that.
That really happened, right?
Yeah, that's the one that did it. The Charlestown girl from Mara from Charlestown.
You want to tell that story, Pete, or no?
Yeah, I told it, but I mean, like, I had that, like, and people are like, "What the fuck?" I go, "I don't know, man. I just don't fucking know." The third one I found because she came in, and I was bartending at Cheers in Faneuil Hall. Just closed, actually, the one at Faneuil Hall.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So I got the first one, Mara. She called me out of the blue and said she wants to see me, the first one. And I had broken up with the second one, just about like the third time. Well, she broke up with me like for the third time, like about 4 months ago, 4 months ago. So I had these 3 girls in my bar and I said, "Oh God, man." I started talking to them, I go, I got a problem, man. I told them about the 2 Maras, right? And I said, I went on with 2 Maras in a row. I was like, Jesus Christ, I go, now this first Mara is coming back, and I go like this. I go, how the Maras are, cool, 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 right? So little time passes. I go up, and they're about to leave. They're like, "Oh," I said, "Hey, nice to meet you. What's your name?" Linda, Lisa. What's your name? Mara, the third one.
Oh man.
So like 2 days later, who comes strolling in by herself this time? Mara. So obviously we had that little, the connection. I was checking her out. She knew that I was flirting with her. You know what I mean? And I didn't know her name was Mara. It just happened, man. That's how it happened.
Oh man.
I like that Mara escort. You mind if I use that?
You can use it, Pete. I don't write too often, so when I come up with something, take it.
That's a good one, man. Because I've been trying to, like, telling people my relationships,
So she broke it, huh, Pete? The third
Yeah.
Mara broke it.
That was, and you might know because I mean, nobody's proud of it, but we all partied in the '80s, and what I mean.
Oh yeah.
So it was a night when I was
in the '90s and the 2000s. I finally stopped. I finally chilled out, Pete.
Yeah. So it was an episode of that as we're having sex. You know what I mean? That it got wild, and then I zigged when I should have zagged, man. And fucking bam, not good, man.
I never heard it. I never heard of anyone doing that. I guess it happens, right?
Yeah, the most pain is unbelievable. It's pain, and then it's like, what's going to happen? You know what I mean? I don't know. I had to have an operation. I went to the hospital. They said, "Oh, if you don't have an operation within 72 hours, it might be crooked or might not work." I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, right? But I had to have one.
Jesus, Pete. Wow.
So they got in. They kind of tightened it up. You know what I mean? But it was, yeah.
You must have been in some pain.
Oh, my balls are the size of a grapefruit.
Freaking Pete.
Well, I ended up doing a show. That's what the funny part was. That's how.
When did you do a show? When you were like that?
I don't know if I told you this. Did I ever tell you this? I never told you this story.
Nah.
All right, so I lived in the North End at the time, and the Comedy Connection was right next door, in Boston.
Yeah.
So I had the operation. I had to call Maine Comedy Connection, tell them I can't make it to the show that day. I had my sister call, and she said, "What are you going to say?" I said, "Well, I'm on bad terms with her anyways. Tell her I broke my dick and I'm having an operation, and then I'll explain it to her after I get." You know what I mean? So, anyways, about a week passes, right, and I still got still swollen and everything. And the Comedy Connection called me to say, "Hey, can you open up for Pablo Francesco?" Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Pablo?
he's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was at the time he was really hot too. So he had like 6 shows at the Comedy Connection, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know, I had a swollen pair of balls. I had some Percocets, some weed, and So
Oh man.
I go over. I meet him. He's got a broken collarbone, right?
Yeah.
He's got a boot on his foot, right? So he's like, what happened to you? And he goes, I did it
Don't tell me
skiing.
it was Mara.
No, yeah. He goes, it's skiing. I go, he goes, what you do? I go, I broke my dick. He goes, yeah, man, you're crazy. Like, so he was on some stuff too, man. We were both. I mean, I was kind of by the 6th show,
Those must have been some crazy shows.
Oh yeah, they were because they were packed too, man. It was a good crowd. He's a good guy. He's pretty easygoing. He doesn't care what you do, what you say. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? That's what I loved about him. So later on, that passes. About 4 months later, 5 months less, I'm opening up for Ralphie May.
Yeah.
So Ralphie May's in the back of the green room. He's smoking this weed that he has back then was, what the weed everybody has now. He had. So we were in the green room. There's like 4 or 5 of us, and we start talking. And someone mentioned my dick, and they said, he goes, what's up? He goes, I open up for Pablo. I have my dick, and my dick was swollen and everything, and I broke my dick, and he goes, yeah. So he goes, what did Pablo say? How did he say he hurt himself? And I went, skiing. And he looks at us, Ralphie May, right? If you ever met him?
Never met him. No.
He's a good guy. He's laid back, Southern boy, lean back, and like, y'all from Boston, stupid. Right? We're like, why? He goes, a fucking Mexican skiing. And right, he goes, he didn't do it like that. And I guess Pablo was a little jacked up and he jumped out of a 2nd floor story. But he said it. He says it's in his act and shit now. You know what I mean? So instead of telling us what he did, which I wouldn't. You know what I mean? I wouldn't either. You know what I mean? I mean, I had no choice to tell people I broke my dick. You know what I mean? There's no physical scar or anything.
You got to get more in the middle because you're kind of cutting off.
Yeah,
that's better. Yeah.
Yeah,
so Pablo jumped out a window. He fell out a window.
Yeah. So I like that story like that. And Ralphie May he was hilarious, man. That guy.
He died young. He died too young. That was terrible.
Oh yeah, he had. We all had. Everybody had something, Yeah.
What other guys? What other big name guys did you work with through the ESP? You've been around quite a while. You must have worked with some pretty big names.
Yeah, Joan Rivers was one of my biggest, but I also liked what is it? Joan Rivers. I had a couple. I had whatchamacallit just passed away too. The movie's Friday. John Weatherspoon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that was a funny one because I was nervous.
Yeah.
But it was like my 2nd year into it. With packed crowds. And
You're going over again, Pete. You got to get in the middle. You're going over.
Yeah. So I was real nervous. You know what I mean? So. And Joey was the manager at the time. I don't know if you ever know him, but he's.
Yeah, I think I had met him.
Yeah. He was a neurotic Italian, good-looking kid, always in a suit, but he's just like a little, like an Italian. Fuck, he's like, he was a good guy. He was a little fucked up, as we all, like I said. But so I opened up for him, and it was like kind of my first, black show too. Like, like his comic, but he was very diverse, so I wasn't really scared about that. You know what I mean? It was kind of my first big crowd, and they were pumped up, and so I did all right, but I called him Jonathan Weatherspoon, right? And I get around the corner, there's Joey goes, I can't even fucking get his name fucking right, you motherfucker, right? So I'm nervous now, right? I go, Jesus Christ, I'm in the green with him. I go, hey, sorry, John. I called you Jonathan. I screwed up your name. And he goes, fuck that. You did a good job. Who gives a fuck about my name? You think that's not going to make me funny? I hate comics that fucking go, oh, you fucked up my intro. Oh, that doesn't make me funny? Fuck that. Don't you worry about it. And then I looked at Joey and go, uh-huh. Yeah, it was fun at the Comedy Connection. Yeah, it was a lot of good times.
I did. I only did the Comedy Connection in Daniel Hall. I did it a couple of times,
Yeah.
open mics.
Yeah, but
back
you
in the
got
day.
you had Providence. That's where you made your bones, right? You did a lot in
Yeah,
Providence.
that was my main thing in Rhode Island. I went out to did stuff in Boston here and there, Connecticut. That's right. I saw you out at we used to do what was the club that closed down in Hartford? City
Oh,
Steam.
oh yeah.
Was
I
it
like that place.
Brouhaha?
Yeah,
Brouhaha, City
right.
Steam. And
Yeah,
one weekend, were we there together one weekend, I think?
yeah,
We were there
yeah.
together one weekend.
I think I
Yeah.
dropped your name. Did you drop mine, or it was the other way around?
I don't remember, but that was I liked
Hey,
that room. I did it a few times. That was a fun room
yeah,
until they
yeah.
closed, unfortunately.
I know that was a good. That was fun. That felt like you know on the road.
Yeah.
Hartford.
It was a good gig. They used to give us the hotel room, and they give you
Oh, nice food. Oh,
food. The food was good. They give you a meal at the club.
give you a tab. That's not good for if your name is Costello. You're gonna lose money. It's like Mike McCarthy. I did a show with him, and I booked it. You know, just rare. I don't really book too many shows. You know,
Yeah.
so I got him in. And the woman calls me day before. She goes, "Do you mind if you do it for like 100 less?" You know, and I told Mike because it was just two guys, so I was just splitting the money. You know, and I called Mike. I said, "Mike, I got to give you $50 less. We're taking $50 less." But she said we can have a tab. Mike goes, "She's a fool." She should have gave us some money. I go, I know. I didn't say that though.
Crazy, right?
We proceeded to drink over $100. So we got to eat.
So she didn't make wasn't a good move on her part.
No, not really. But maybe she just didn't charge it or something like that. She was a manager.
Crazy. How's your buddy Joey Voices?
He's good, man. I haven't really I texted him a few times. Yeah. Yeah, he's doing good. You know, he must be tough. I think he was working during the day, got a job, but yeah, especially for him, you know, because he does he'll do he'll try to book a big show sometimes. You know, he usually has a pretty good crowd, you know, and they're
You had me do a couple of things for him. They were good. He always had a good crowd.
Yeah, he liked you.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. He's intense. He's a good guy.
Intense. Yeah.
He's intense, man. But he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's really, he's like he's one of Dave Russo's friends. You know, they grew up together.
Oh, is that right?
The Malden guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
You're good friends with Dave Russo, right?
Yeah. Dave's a good guy. He's a hustler.
Yeah, he's done really well. Dave's done really well.
Yeah, he's a hustler.
He won the Boston Comedy Festival way back, and
yeah, he's the first one.
A lot of big gigs in Vegas, and
yeah.
You're gonna do my favorite impersonation tonight, Pete?
What's that? The Costello?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I love that.
See that? I used to get that even when I was younger. Like he probably at 30 years old, people used to stare at me. You know who you look like? You know, and be like, "You look like Abbott." I go, "No, I'm Lou Costello. It's Lou." So yeah, that's it. That's crazy. I still do it the older crowds. You know, they know it.
Well, I'm an older crowd, man. I like that bit.
Yeah.
I got my request in, Pete. I want to see it.
I wish I could do a movie. Maybe they can ask me. Yeah, it's getting on. Yeah, but this place down here pretty good. You know, I got there's 2 pools, heated. It's not open right now, but next year it'll be open. You know, and I'm a young stud down here. You know, so.
You're 55 in a 55 community. You're the kid.
Yeah.
The new kid on the block.
Yeah, that's right. That's crazy. I never thought I'd land up in 50. But my girlfriend's she has one in Tampa.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we're all set.
You're all set.
Yeah.
You got to stay together now. That's it, Pete.
I know, right?
No more marriages for you.
No, that's it.
3 marriages in one lifetime is enough.
I'm sticking with the Diane. I'm gonna go with the Diane.
Yeah, 3 Maras and a broken dick. That would be it for me. The Mara escort service. That would be it for me, Pete.
Oh, that's what I said. Right. Oh,
What did you bartend back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Slinging drinks and telling jokes. 25 years.
And how did you get into comedy? Like, what made you? People tell you were funny, or what made you try it?
Oh, I got kind of like nudged into it. You know, that's it. You know, I bartend and people say, "Oh, you're hilarious," and my friends would say, you know, then I started taking my first dates to comedy clubs when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
And it was a good icebreaker. I did well. Let's just put it that way. No, but like you can take them to the show, right? And if they like, the dirty stuff, or they like, just like something in general, you're not really talking, and then after you can talk about the show, and you're already laughing, So it was a good icebreaker to take girls out. So no movies, you know what I mean?
Always take them to a comedy show, get them laughing, a couple of drinks, see what happens.
Shove a couple drinks, a couple appetizers in them, you know what I mean? Let's go. Go to the comedy. Have some nacho, baby. Let's go.
So where
did you go?
Where did you do your first show at? Like what made you?
I did my first show at a place called Three Cheers, and they just had a comedy night, and I just did it, and I had kept my head down. I taped it too, my head down, moving back and forth, and I was all right, but I mean, I had a couple funny things, and that was about it. My second one I did at the Comedy Connection on Warren Street before it moved to Faneuil Hall. It was a small little club. You know where Nick's is?
Yeah.
You know where the Child's Playhouse is down the end there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where there used to be Comedy Connection there. So Bill Blumenreich owned that, and then he moved it to Faneuil Hall, and then the theater, And
Faneuil Hall, they were doing unbelievable there, right?
Yeah,
so long.
Yeah.
Why do you think that closed up?
Well, he moved it to the Wilbur. He owns the Wilbur.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he only books big acts in bands, Yeah. So I tried to do this joke about. I had a couple minutes into my set. I tried to do this joke about the cable guy coming and fixing my cable, and I showed the crack of my ass. I turned around, and these people were fucking horrified. Like, what?
Oh, man.
I, red face, blew up, and started stuttering a little, and, then try to do one more thing. I go, all right, good night. I cut out early,
Oh, man.
And this guy, George McDonald.
Oh, George, I haven't seen him in years.
Yeah,
I used to book him early on. I booked him a few times. He was great. Great guy.
Yeah, great. He came up, and I had to follow Don Gavin. You know what I mean?
Forget it.
So, I mean, my second time. You know what I mean? So, the place erupts, and then me coming up and telling stupid, and like so. I couldn't get out of there fast enough. You know what I mean? So I'm paying my tab. Guy George comes up to me, goes, "Don't worry, man. You get him. Don't worry. Don't give up." He goes,
Yeah.
Just don't show your ass. I go, all right.
Where's he at now, George McDonald? I haven't seen him in a long time.
He went out to L.A. I think he wrote some stuff. I think he ended up being like a writer, and
He was talented, and I booked his brother once. He had a brother. I forget his brother's name.
Yeah.
What was his brother's name? Do you remember?
I don't remember his brother.
He was talented.
Yeah.
I booked him one time. He was really funny.
Yeah. That's That's
going back.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's 20. Yeah.
Talking in the 90s.
Yeah, 25 years ago. Yeah.
Right, 25 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how long you been doing it, Johnny?
I did it for a short time. 83. I got up at Periwinkle's 3 times. I did really well. I bombed twice. I quit for 8 years. And in 91, I went to the Comedy Connection in Providence, and Jonathan Katz from Boston was on. Really funny. And I was sitting there. I said, I got to try this one more time. And I took Frank O'Donnell, had a class at there's a place called the Learning Connection in Providence. I took that class. Yeah. And that kind of got me going again. And now I spent 29 years think October I'll be next month I'll be entering my 30th year, even though we lost 6 months this year. I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, it still counts.
Yeah, we'll still count it. I got
Yeah,
seniority.
that's
I've
right.
had a lot of fun, Pete. I mean, comedy's been. I'd do it all over again. The good times, the bad times.
Yeah,
I made a lot of great friends like you. I got so many great friends in the business.
yeah.
I've really enjoyed
Good
myself.
stuff. It's about how you like, did you like what you did? You know what I mean? So that's the same
Yeah, I
here.
mean, how many people have a job they like? They really like. I mean, some people do, but I never did. I didn't like my regular job,
Yeah.
I got into comedy and I liked it. I was like, wow, this is fun. If you could start getting laughs, it's even better.
Yeah. So how long have you been retired though?
I retired from the prison. It's over 2 years now, 2.5 years.
That's good. That must feel better.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. It was a nice day. If I ever told you the story, Pete, one day I went in. I knew I had enough time to leave, but I was planning on staying like 2 to 5 more years. I was 60.
Yeah.
Well, my boss comes in, my lieutenant, and he says, this is what they're gonna do to your cell block. They're gonna make it into a mental health unit, and it's gonna be this and this. All day he explained it to me. At 2:30, I called my other lieutenant. I said, you gotta put me out a half hour early. I'm retiring. He said, what? I said, I'm leaving. I'm never coming back. Nobody believed me, Pete. I walked out. I left. That was it. I planned to retire, my own retirement party. I had a band, a few comedians. I had a good time. I said, I'm all done. And I thank my lieutenant to this day. I talked to him the other day. I still thank him for that day, because I would have still, who knows, I would have probably still been there,
Yeah, that's how, the situation. You're like, I don't need that too. Yeah.
I was lucky. I had enough time to retire. I had the age to get my health coverage. I knew, I just said, I don't need this anymore, so that was it. And those first 2 years before the pandemic hit were probably 2 of the best years of my life because I was doing a lot of shows. I was having fun.
Less stress.
Enjoying myself. And then the pandemic hit. And so now we got to wait. We got to wait to get back into it.
That's all. I really do. I think, like, if they get a vaccine, say, like by this time, like April, May, I think it's going to start to ramp back up.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping sometime next year,
Yeah.
I mean, my phone's not. I mean, usually I would get calls. You want to do a birthday party? You want to do this?
Yeah.
I'm not getting. Nobody's calling me, and I'm not getting any calls.
Yeah. I'm not. Nothing's ringing off me either. You know what I mean?
So this is definitely for comedy. It's for everything. It's rough.
Yeah. So that's what I do. I do the deliveries, and and I collected a little. You know what I mean? So I mean, like, I know everybody's collected. I know people who have worked in 20 years.
Jesus.
You don't even have a job. You never had a job. What? Oh, Jesus Christ. It's crazy.
Crazy, Pete. What else you want to talk about before we wrap this up, Pete? Anything else you want to talk about, bro? We've been, I usually a lot of times through the years, I always loved Iraq. You going to do the Costello for me? You got to do it, Pete.
I'll do one just before we leave, but I'm glad you're in good health, man. I love following you, and I love the stories of your kid and stuff like that. And
he's doing well.
He's like a matchmaker, right?
He lives in Mexico City, and he wrote a book on dating and how to date girls, and it became a bestseller. And then he's in all kind of things with dating. He's partnering up with another guy. He's doing really well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big industry, man.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't realize it, but he's done well with it.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. I like it. Good looking kid too.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's been with the same girl now for quite a while. They're doing well.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah. Lives in Mexico City. It makes me nervous sometimes, Pete, but he likes it out there.
Yeah. I've never been to Mexico City, but I had a job down in Mazatlan for a bit. One time when I was like 28. I had a job for like almost a month, and what I would do is once the college kids get off the plane, I'd be there, you know, in a brass hat, and then be filling with shots and keg beer on the bus, and let's go, you're gonna get fucked up.
Crazy Pete.
I have them go to like parties that the company had plans. You know what I mean? That was part of the package they would get. And
Yeah.
like 3 weeks, I think, right? And the guy's like, "Hey, can you work another week?" I was like, "No, I'm done. I can't party anymore."
3 weeks of party, and that was it, Pete, huh?
I know, you know, and I was like 28, 29, so I wasn't like, you know, 21, 19, you know what I mean? You know, so they were ripping, you know, and then they'd see me and like, I just want to relax, you know what I mean? They're like, where's the next party, man? Come on. It's like,
Non-stop, they want.
yeah. It was nonstop, man. It was kind of wild, but I was like, he came back. I was like, that's it. That's it. So I used to, let's stop for a bit.
Yeah.
And now I'm just an old man. I drink a little red wine, you know what I mean? Got my glasses on. I live in a 55 plus.
I can't believe you're in a 55 plus now. That's cool. With 2 pools, Pete. You're doing all right.
2 pools, Plymouth right down the street. Oh man, can't say. You know?
Yeah, you're in a good area. That's good.
Yeah. I'd love to work with you again, Johnny, too. You know.
Oh, we will. We'll definitely work together.
I know. It's just like I do miss. That's the most thing I miss about comedy. Actually, just like, you know, going to a place, working with somebody, hanging out, shooting the shit, and just, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I miss. You know, it's not like necessarily like, you know. I mean, I miss the camaraderie. That's what I mean.
The camaraderie, yeah. We always hung out, guys. We had a good time, you know.
Yeah.
Got to know a lot of guys through the years, girls, you know. And, yeah.
I'm glad you're doing well, though. You're looking good.
Well, yeah, you know what? The first couple of months when I hit Pete, hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, I was kind of like a lot of us. I was pretty like, wow. What I thought it was going to be like the flu, you know. But then after a couple of months, I said, hey, this is the way it is. You gotta adjust. And I turned my things around, feeling better. I started doing things around the house and cleaned out the garage and the cellar. I'm gonna get it painted. Doing things, you know.
Yeah, just you know, I know you got a, you know, concern with you because you underline. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah.
That's just scary stuff. That, you know. I mean, I'm not, you know, like I have high blood pressure and shit, so that's not.
I got high blood pressure and overweight, so I mean, I don't want to get the virus. That's for sure.
Yeah. You've been staying low.
Yeah. Being careful. Like we just get takeout. I don't go to restaurants or. Yeah. Very careful, you know.
Yeah. I mean, this weekend we just, you know, we with the same group. You know, my girlfriend and his. Her sister's family, you know, there's only 5 of us, and you know, and kind of social distance and still stay together. You know what I mean? No hugging, no, you know what I mean? No, you know. So just stuff like that, you know. I don't know, but I mean, it's just scary shit, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't want it, but I've been real safe. I believe in it. I'll tell you that much. You know what I mean?
Some people don't. I know. I believe it. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you don't believe it, if we didn't do this, what we did, you know, kind of social distancing. Imagine if you didn't do it and there was concerts and everything. People be dropping like flies.
You know yeah, you kidding?
I mean, yeah. So it's a big thing. It just goes to show there's still, you know, 200,000 people dead. And if you didn't do it, I mean, there'd be like millions. You know what I mean?
Probably, right?
Yeah. That's what I believe in. You know?
Yeah. No kidding. You gotta do this impersonation to wrap this up.
All right.
Pete Costello, my favorite impersonation. I love this man.
Costello, the first time he ever touched a pair of breasts. All right. Ready? Hold on 1 second. Can you see me?
I can see you. Love that.
How about you, buddy?
I love that. Yeah, that's my favorite, man. I always love watching you when you do that, man.
Oh, man,
do that around the 55 plus community. Walk around doing that.
They're gonna love it. You know, hey, I'll be hey, they get a big ass function hall, John. I'll be having shows here.
Oh, that's cool.
I'll definitely be having shows. I'll have you here for sure.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be great.
Yeah. They already asked me. They're, oh, you're a comedian. You maybe do a show. You know what I mean? In due time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, when things get better, definitely. That'd be great.
All right, Johnny, man. I love
Hey,
you.
Pete, it's been great having you on. You got to stay safe, stay healthy. I wish you all the luck with your girl at the 55+ community. Stay away, whatever you do, stay away from the Mara escort service. Dated 3 of them, you wound up with a broken dick. It's not worth it, Pete.
That's
not
it.
worth it. I love you, brother.
Have a good one, John.
All right, thanks, buddy.